One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Oh, that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com, one of our favorite sponsors, is back.
No Simple Road. Yeah, here we go.
There is a road, no simple highway between the dawn and the dark of night. And if you go, no one may follow. That path is for
Well, here we are. We did it. I think
What do we do?
we're about to go live on Patreon here in a minute.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well-
I think I might have figured out how to do it.
I hope that that's true because that's been my desire this whole time.
Yeah, well, your desires are being made manifest by the conduit of myself this week.
Thank you for manifesting my desires.
Yes.
That's what I do, man. Hey-
Well done on the button pushing
Thanks,
stuff
man.
too.
Hey now, No Simple Road family. This is Aaron.
And Mel.
And Apple.
We are back for another edition of the No Simple Road Weekly Rewind, done in collaboration with Melt Premium Mushroom Chocolates.
Melt.
Let's hear it for Melt, everybody,
Melt.
because they're our favorite.
You know, Melt,
We
you
love
came
us,
into
Melt.
our world and you just brightened it up. I just want to say that. So, Melt, if you're out there listening, thank you for brightening up my personal world and some of the No Simple Road family out there. We have...
Yeah, we got some feedback
Yeah, we got
last
some
night
feedback.
from a
Yeah, we did.
listener that was very excited.
So thank you for that. We really appreciate hearing things like that. We try our best to not junk up what we're going to say with sponsors that we don't care about. We love our sponsors so much.
Yep.
And we utilize their products, goods, services, whatever, because
what have you?
yeah, because we think that it's dope, and that's kind of what No Simple Road is about. Like, we find music that we think is dope and share it. We,
Find other stuff
coffee
that we think is
is dope.
Yeah.
Food that we think is dope.
so yeah, that's what the No Simple Road family is about.
So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to @meltmushrooms, MELTMUSHROOMS. That last S is important.
Yes.
On Instagram, friend them, shoot them a DM and say, hey, No Simple Road sent me. And for the month of February, you're going to get 30% off your whole order. Yeah.
Yep.
Check that out. So go check them out.
a good discount.
That's a
I'm looking forward to
amazing discount.
trying that new one too, the puffed quinoa.
No, what did you say? Well, how did you read quinoa last week?
Kwani.
Puffed quinine.
Quinoa.
Yeah, yes.
Well done,
you
Apple.
guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Anywho.
sounding it out like a kid in kindergarten,
I want to mention this cute book that I keep looking at. I can't stop looking at this No Simple Road received a
An
package,
anonymous package.
an anonymous package with a book that's kind of looks like.
It's killing me, Mel. You got to take a drink.
Oh, sorry, guys.
There we go.
Okay, sorry. It's called Stone Soup, and it's about something we were talking about on our last weekly rewind when we had Joe and Willow in the studio with us. So somebody was listening, sent us the story that we were referring to.
And whoever you are, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thanks for doing
really
that.
Fucking sweet.
And I want to read it, but I'm not going to do it right now because this would take a long time to read. But what a cute story.
It's a good book. When I was a children's librarian, I had that in my rotation of
Really?
books to read to the kids.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like those
I had never heard of it.
yeah, growing tree stones, like those ones really, like the ones that talk about community and stuff. Kids love them, and it's a good message.
It's a
in
really
it.
good
You're
message.
a good message. So, everybody,
Yes.
let's talk about the week.
Just jump right on into it with both feet.
It's been a nice little slide the past couple of days. We had
I keep getting blown up.
we had the
Sorry.
pleasure,
No blowing up.
the absolute pleasure of going and seeing Dark Star Orchestra last night
Yes.
That
With-
was
with a special twist in the middle of the show.
That's right.
Warren Haynes and other part of Government Mule came out and did a little sit-in
Yes,
with
they
DSO.
did.
Yeah.
Got to say
That-
a special thank you to
Rocked
Matt
it out.
to Matt
Oh.
Greer from
Matt,
DSO's
happy
team.
birthday.
Happy birthday, brother.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Oh,
Thank
that
you.
was really cool for them to do happy birthday last night for Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really,
and then-
really cute.
And that it was a sold out show, a little over 1,400 people all singing happy birthday to Matt.
Okay,
And-
let's listen, Matt. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Matt. Happy birthday to you. Woo.
There. That's for Matt. And thanks for facilitating an amazing evening.
Yeah, thank you for doing that for
us.
us. That was really super sweet.
So I didn't realize until we were already at the show last night that last night, 2/10/24, was my 35th anniversary of my first show, my first Grateful Dead show.
Yeah.
It was my birthday last night in some
that was
ways.
really cute.
And they played your
And they played my
Yeah.
Feel
and
Like
it,
a
it
Stranger.
was so
And
weird.
it was a good one too. Like not like it was going to be bad, but like it was an especially
a smoking
good.
stranger.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a trip because I didn't realize that before we went to the show. And Connor actually was the one that was like, yo, dude, it's your anniversary. And I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
And then as soon as he said that, like the
Gravity.
fullness of all of that started like going over me. And then they broke into Stranger.
And then you grabbed me and were like, dude, I didn't know that Connor told you that. Connor is on top of
Dude,
it.
Connor
with
remembers information
stats
like
and everything.
he's amazing.
And last night was really special too because Connor went with us and we got to accompany him on to his first Dark Star Orchestra show.
Yeah.
And he
that
didn't
was-
know what to expect. He
I
was
didn't
just
know that.
blown away by what they do.
Yeah. Dark Star has a very special kind of a place in the heart of the No Simple Road family. It was
Yeah.
the first Grateful Dead family related thing we did up in Portland where we intimately got to meet the Portland Grateful Dead family.
You know, that conversation after our Dark Star when we took all those people there, like we
Oh,
had
yeah.
so many comments on that conversation about how, like, if you listen back, it was just like so raw and
Oh yeah.
it was like a love puddle. You know, it was just like during that time, there was a lot of people that were in our life that were kind of new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we had created this safe space for them and for us. And it was like, I don't know, it was just something pure and good about it. There
Yeah.
was something really elevating about that time in No Simple Road history.
It's a trip to think back on 35 years of being involved in the in this music scene. And like,
What a way to celebrate too.
I know. And to, it's so big. It's such a like monumental feeling. The only other things that I've done for that long in my life are breathe and being married to you is second on the list.
It wouldn't have been my friend.
And
Yeah.
Apple, I've been friends with Apple.
Just forget
So
about
Sorry,
me.
you've
Nate.
actually done a
Oh.
lot of things for a long time.
But it not like that. And it's a trip now to be old enough to. I just remembered last night, like where my head was at that first show, and how uncomfortable I was, and how scared, and didn't understand really what was happening fully, and was being broken open really for the very first time
Yeah.
in front of everybody. And I felt so exposed and self-conscious and weird about every movement, every facial expression, every
You were just hyper
thought
aware
of every part of everything. I felt like everybody around me knew what was going on and I wasn't in on the joke, and it was happening around me and there was no way out. And then fast forward 35 years later to last night, like we're part of it.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we've podcasted from Terrapin Crossroads. We
Yeah.
have been to Skull and Roses. We've had members of Dark Star Orchestra on the podcast.
Yeah, we've had 3 out of the
You know, Dennis
Yeah.
McNally sends us guests. So like all of that was in my in my head last night. Of like,
Barisonic journals.
yeah. Oh yeah. We had just interviewed the Owsley Stanley Foundation yesterday before the show. And all that was in my head. Like, look at what has happened. Look what's become of the baby.
Yeah. Well, and last night was really special too. Another thing too, Ryder went with us to the show, which
Oh yeah.
to kind of celebrate, you know, the family tradition with Dark Star Orchestra. And I let Connor said like everything, like we're always looking for new music and interviewing artists and stuff. But Connor said before he left this morning, he was like, that was really special because it always ends up coming back around to the Grateful Dead. And that's what we got last night. It was another just soaking in Grateful Dead music back to the roots of the tree.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Like yeah.
He said that to me too. He mentioned how it was good to like be at a Grateful Dead show
With us.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I'm going to say that I thoroughly enjoyed the Karina last night.
Yeah, Aaron was
It was
dancing
a
his butt off.
Groovin' Karina.
That is not my favorite song. And they fucking jammed the shit out of that thing.
Yeah.
And you guys probably aren't going to agree with me, but I don't care. The Pride of Cucamonga
Yes.
was fucking dope too.
Yeah,
It was.
Yes, it really was.
Everything they did last night. I was happy to hear Help and Help Slip, and it last night too. Most of Dark Star usually Dork Store. Go to the door. Dark Star usually like recreates a date, picks a date, like May whatever 72 or something. Last night we got
Freestyle.
a curated, as they called it, a fantasy show. They built it, and you could tell they were building it as they went along.
It was
because there
awesome.
was some like long breaks and noodling, and then they just jam it out. And that crowd, congratulations, Portland.
Yeah, Portland
killed
showed up.
last night. That was
They made 'em feel
an
good.
Awesome crowd.
The crowd definitely made DSO feel good. You could see it. Like they were grateful. They were like, "Thank you, Portland." You like, yeah, it's kind of
And it was the tour ender too.
Oh, yeah,
we got
that's
a tour.
right.
We also got a tour. There's a lot of special things last night. A tour ender, getting to be there with Jamie and Jordan was very special.
Yeah, we have such awesome friends. We really do. And when we hang out in a group, it's harder to hang out with everybody, right? Like,
Yeah.
because you want to like catch up with everybody and connect, but there's only so much time, But like being able to like hang out with just like a couple people and just like spend time. It felt good. It was so nice, and it was silly and cute and fun, and I loved it. I loved every second.
The Roseland is a weird venue. It's steeped in Portland history.
Yes.
It's kind of dank.
It's always sticky.
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
But I would say for the most part, every show we've seen there has been a hit.
Yeah. Well, and the history of that venue, when you look at all the like posters they have up and the pictures of who's performed there,
Prince,
like everybody, like the one hanging over the what is it, the trap kitchen that's in there, the Frank Zappa, is that huge center one. Can you imagine seeing Zappa back in the day at Roseland?
Wow.
And I mean, just all over. I mean, just about anybody you can think of has performed at Roseland at some point.
Zappa at Roseland. I wonder if anybody listening has
was
ever
at that show?
has seen Zappa and Roseland. If that would be dope to hear a story. Like, what was that concert like?
So just an aside real quick. For all of you listening, we are live right now on Patreon, and you can go to patreon.com/No Simple Road, sign up for $1 a month, and then you get access to the video of the live streams.
You don't got to limit it.
Yeah.
Sign up.
Just letting you know that this is a thing we're doing now. We were putting them on YouTube, and the reason that we were putting them on YouTube is because I couldn't figure out how to get them on Patreon, and I figured it out today. So now they're going to be on Patreon for you that feel like you want to come hang out with us, and see what we're doing and all that stuff. So that's just a little aside. Now back to Dark Star.
Well, just Dark Star was dope last night. It was really like that's good.
It was a fun time.
It was amazing. It was highs, and I grooved, and I love them.
What was your favorite tune of the night?
I mean, I have to say, Help on the Way was awesome. But I think the Pride of Cucamonga, and I'm even
shit.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Apple, you got the set list?
I got the set list here.
Let's hear
So,
it.
well, before I get to set list, I just look at I think
That The Stranger was really
the
good
Stranger
too.
was so sick.
and the Not Fade Away, but the way they bookended the whole thing, I think because Ryder being with us when they went into I Know You Ryder, and his face lit up, and we're all pointing like I know you Ryder. But we got 22 songs.
Jesus.
Dang.
And they came out and kicked it off with Good Times, Sam Cooke cover,
and the Good Times roll.
And
that
then
was fun.
Might As Well. And then by the time it was really tight at first, like most shows. And then by the third song, Feel Like a Stranger, to commemorate Aaron's 35th anniversary.
That's really crazy.
All of a sudden it loosened up, and there was like room to dance, and everybody was boogieing. Then they went into Dire Wolf, Never Trust a Woman.
Woof.
Wolf. Sorry, Wolf. Yeah.
He can't do it.
Dire
Wait, stop.
Wolf.
There's an L. W-O-L.
Wolf.
Wolf.
Almost. That was
Dire
close
Wolf.
Oh, well, that was...
Anyway, please continue.
Never Trust a Woe Man. Lazy River Road.
That
and
was
then Pride of Cucamonga, which then went into Truckin', which was jam.
That Truckin'
oh my
was
God. It was
smoking.
smoking. The bass lines that Skip was dropping during Truckin' was shaking the whole venue.
Yeah.
And then back into Pride of Cucamonga, and then ended the first set with Jack Straw, which made Connor very happy because that's one of his favorites. And I got some video of it too. And then we had a nice long set break, weird set break.
Yeah, it was kind of strange.
Stay tuned to the No Simple Road Instagram at No Simple Road. I am going to make shirts coming soon that have to do a set break, so keep an eye out for that.
Oh yeah,
Don't give it away.
That's right. No, I'm not. And so then they opened the second set with Help on the Way into Slipknot into Franklin's Tower. So we got our Help Slip Frank.
Yeah.
And
that
then,
was really good.
And then this is this when Warren came out for the Low Spark of High Heeled Boys?
He was there for the end of Franklin's Tower. Or he came out for Franklin's Tower.
And then they went into the Traffic cover, the Low Spark of High Heeled Boys. into Not Fade Away, which
That was
smoking too.
yeah, like long,
Something else.
and then that went into drums and space.
Okay, stop.
Yeah.
What was your opinion of Space last night?
I'm a little tongue tied because it was incredible, first of all, but that's such a minor word. It was really okay. What it made me realize, I thought about Henry Kaiser, a previous guest that we've had on the show. If you have not heard that episode, I would highly recommend it. That was a really educational, informative, fun episode with Henry Kaiser. But anyway, I thought about what he had said about Dark Star being happening all the time.
That it's a portal.
That it's a portal, and you like, I don't know if he used those words, but
he said Dark Star is alive.
yeah, it's always
it's a
happening,
living
and you can
entity.
tune into it. You know, you can like drop into it, and it just started making me think of all of these other things that if you get into the tune of it, now you're in this kind of portal of it. Like it's a world opens up to you. So I was like chewing on that thought all night through, through dancing and everything, but that just kept on. And the quality of your consciousness affects the messaging that you receive.
What do you mean by the quality? Like how clean you're eating? No?
Just like, when you get a brand new car, nothing's going to happen to it. So it's in the best shape of its life.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes there's a manufacturer problem and you can't help that. Or sometimes the tires or whatever's happening, right? So it affects the quality of the car.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the quality of your person is higher, when say that could be health, that could be, knowledge, that could be mental freedom, something like that. And so the better of the quality that you keep yourself, that the messages that come in are
clearer.
match that exactly.
Clarity.
Yes. And
because like attracts like.
Yeah.
So your vibration is attracting a like vibration.
well, you've opened that portal.
Yeah.
The portal of that, and so I was like really understanding kind of like what the secret and like those type of manifesting things like in a different kind of a way is matching your emotional like your emotional vibration.
Yeah, your emotional weather.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's a great way to put it. Your weather.
Yeah.
Managing it. So it's not like it's bad. It's bad or subpar. It's
No.
not like that. It's about like the quality of what you're putting into it.
Totally.
The intention, the food, the thought process, the planning, all of it in one thing.
Wow.
I don't know if that's too complex.
No,
or
that's a
not.
great answer for explaining how you thought about space last night. For me, I was peaking at that point, like really, really high. And it was that point where all the conversations around me were part of the music that was happening. And I could hear the conversations happening and they would fade out and the music would take over and be the conversation. And then I would tune back into the people talking and then it would tune back in and tune back out. And I was realizing like what made those moments, I was thinking back, because I was retrospective last night, and introspective.
Yes,
and,
when it's an anniversary, you tend to do
and
that.
I was thinking like why I had such a hard time with it at first. I was like, why did this flip me out back then? And I realized because I didn't know how to let go. I didn't know how to release into the experience. I would fight and try and control and contain.
Tense, yeah.
And when that chaos is let loose and you've broken free of the constraints of normal everyday default thinking and you're part of a hive mind, if you try and recontain yourself, it creates friction.
Ah,
right?
Yeah.
You're pushing against the barometer of the room at that point. And so I was realizing how good it felt to just let go into it and let it happen through me.
Yeah.
Instead of like making something happen or trying to be something, or just being in the moment, in the experience right now as completely as I possibly can, and laughing at the absurdity of what was actually going on. Like noise coming from the stage and people having conversations
Like
and like
the literal parts
beer
of it.
and like, and then also the telepathic communication and the download that happens, and
So you can literally be anywhere to receive messaging. You don't
tuning in and out on all these different levels at the same time, individually, and being able to move your focus to each one separately, and knowing that space well enough now to where I can identify what all that is. Like, I've been here so long, I've got to calling it home really means something,
Yeah.
because holy shit, I know this place now and I can be here, and it's not uncomfortable. It's actually what I look forward to, and it's more comfortable than everyday life. Yeah, that was space for me. How about you, Apple?
I thought it was cool. So then they went into, I would say, like, Aaron, I had a hard time not interrupting you there for a second, but it was your turn. So, like Aaron was saying, I had a reminder last night. First of all, drums. I danced all through drums.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was hard to move.
It reminded me of my first show when I got sprung on Scarlet Fire. That
So
went
you were
into
feeling
drums.
anniversary vibes too?
Yeah, I kind of felt that, and then I had those reminders. What you were just saying reminded me of, like, sometimes when you're fighting it and stuff. And last night was a really good reminder. Like, if you have your eyes open and it was tight, kind of.
Yeah,
And
it was a little tight.
if you're fighting it, if you're getting annoyed by the people that are next to you bumping into you and stuff, and you're like looking around, it closes in on you.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
it does.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
and you start to feel like
Energetically.
sweaty and like I don't belong here. I want to go. I want to, not necessarily the venue, but like I want to move somewhere else. That's gonna fix it. And then you laugh. You laugh it off. You laugh at yourself and the situation. Close your eyes. Start dancing. Next thing you know, all of a sudden it opens
Space
up.
opens up.
I
And
totally
there's
had the
space,
same thing last
and you're
night, dude.
grooving with everybody. Like the one guy that kept coming back and forth with the drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, he was so sweet.
He's like, "We're winning, man." He was so cool.
He was such a sweetheart. And
Yeah.
like, you can be somebody that has to walk through 20,000 people and make 20,000 people smile.
And he was doing that.
Or be the one that's like pissing everyone off.
Yeah.
And I think all of us have been one or the other at certain times.
Sure. That's how
'cause-
you learn.
Exactly.
That guy to me was like a good reminder of like going with the flow.
Yeah, he did go with
He
the flow.
stopped and talked to us both times he came through.
And he was talking to everybody the whole way
Well,
through, and
yeah.
everybody's like high-fiving.
He was like,
and-
I'm almost home. Excuse me.
So then that, like, dancing through drums, and then when Jeff came back out on guitar, I really liked space. It wasn't dancing anymore, obviously. I ended up kind of standing there doing the note catching thing. I think he got really intricate, and it got quiet. For
Oh
a
yeah,
little
the room
bit.
got quiet. Well, except for a few people talking.
Yeah, except for a couple people, which you would do that sometimes.
What?
But no, I really enjoyed the drums in space, and again too, like you had said, Connor didn't realize we were gonna get a
I
drums.
know Connor's
in
like,
space.
we're gonna get
Like,
drums in
all the
space. I was like, yeah, we
surprise-
get the whole thing.
Seeing it through his eyes and hearing what he had to say about it, like blown away by how each of them are such a good tribute to the people from the dead. Like when Rob Baracco was singing, he's like, I had no idea that he's sang
Dude,
like
oh my
Brent.
gosh.
Yeah.
Like I forgot too. Like
Yeah.
he surprised me about his talent and musicianship. I was just like, oh my God, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which I already knew that, but like it rekindled it.
And then, so the space was super fun, and
Yeah.
and it was, and then after the dance, and then what did they Then they went into Karina.
Yeah.
That was
Out of space into
Amazing.
Karina. I was sure they teased the wheel a couple of times going out of space. And I turned to Jordan and I was like, oh, it's the wheel. And he was like, oh, yeah, I hear it too. And then it changed to throwing stones. And I was like, oh, it's not the wheel, it's throwing stones. He's like, yeah, I hear it too. And then it was Karina.
Yeah, well, which is fun. That's one thing I love with Dark Star is they do that. Like the thing we loved about the Grateful Dead, they throw in all these little teasers to get everybody confused and trying to call the song, and then
Or-
you're like, damn.
well, because then they can pump you guys up.
Yeah, yeah. So they did that, and then they went into I Know You Ryder.
That was awesome.
Which, as I said earlier, Ryder's face lit up, and we're all pointing at him. I know
By
you,
like
Ryder.
the third person going back to him being like, Ryder. He was like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, I
I
know.
know. I get it. It's
I
funny.
like let a couple moments pass, and then I turn around. I was like, Ryder, I got to do it too for everybody. He's like, yeah, I know.
And then everybody's singing together too, like the fucking headlight on a northbound train. Everybody, that was so loud.
That was something that Connor actually commented on.
That was the
last night.
one. That was the one I was talking about with our sponsor.
Oh, Connor was like, I've never been at a concert like that, Grateful Dead or otherwise, where the entire room was singing. That.
Yeah. Yeah, and I got a video of that too. I think I turned around and got some of the crowd during one of the songs. It might have been Not Fade Away, but everybody was so participating last night. So they I Know You Ryder, and then they went into that Morning Dew.
That really
which
was...
that teared me up at a couple points because it got so soft in the way
Roll
Jeff
Away the Dew.
was
Didn't
doing.
they do?
Yeah, it's Franklin's Tower.
Yeah, Franklin's Tower.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the Morning Dew was very sweet and just pulled on the heartstrings. And then they went back into Not Fade Away from 6 songs
Good
earlier
sandwich.
where they started it.
It's a
Yeah,
delicious
good sandwich. And then they called the second set, disappeared for a minute, and came
It was
out.
a weird encore.
Yeah, and it was kind of special,
kinda
and we were
was.
still
It was-
talking about it today and everything. They came out and did Take a Letter, Maria, which Connor jumped on immediately, figured out what it was all
It's
about.
a Donna Jean song.
And it was she was backup vocals in 1969 in the song that was done by R.B. Greaves.
Okay.
Yeah. He was showing me the Wikipedia thing, and he's so quick at fun. He's like, I'm gonna figure that, and he figured it out.
That's why Connor's
Like a
the
little
No
bit
Simple Road
into it.
archivist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that closed out the night and was just amazing. Lights came on, and everybody
And
was
then-
just smiles and sweat. And
The most luxurious Uber ride I've ever had in
Oh
my
my
life.
gosh, that was so nice.
yeah, that was a dope ass minivan. Like they had a
Dude.
upholstery.
Minivans are my favorite.
It smelled like luxury.
Yeah, all leather, like
Abdul.
two-tone.
Yeah, man.
Like
Thank you,
two-tone leather
Abdul.
On a
upholstery.
cloud to right to the base of our
there was pillows in
driveway.
there. I've never seen a van with like pillows from the same like fabric that was on the
Weird.
it was like leather.
Yeah.
Yeah, leather
part
seats.
Of the van.
It was
man.
leather
The
pillows.
minivans are dope. When I was looking at getting a new car, I looked at, but new minivans are expensive.
Well, you pay
they're
for
dope.
luxury. bro.
Yeah. And
Luxury.
I was I was thinking about it. And was like, ooh, that goes up quite a bit in
Oh,
price.
shit.
For
I
something
just
dope.
realized something.
What?
Next week's No Simple Road Weekly Rewind,
Yeah.
we will be leaving for Mexico that day. Speaking of luxury.
Luxury. Speaking of luxury.
Yeah. Mel and I are headed to Fish Mexico,
Yeah.
folks.
Yay!
Yay, us.
That's why I put on my Fish Mexico shirt
That was
today
a good high
because
five.
I'm not going to be there, but I'm looking very forward to them bringing me something back like they did last year.
I'm not bringing you
Right.
anything. I only got one nug
Yeah,
left,
dude.
dude.
What? That's bullshit. Well, hey,
I'll get you something, Apple.
Well, then this goes out to Andrew and Sean.
No, they don't. They aren't
and,
listening.
and Cam and everybody
of
else that's
the
going to be
angel.
there. Get me something.
I don't think
Oh,
Cam is going.
No?
No, I think it's just long, strange putt and some sexy art.
Yeah.
And Jordan and
Jordan's
Sean's partner, Jordan. Yeah.
Well, cool.
okay.
Well,
Sorry, I
Cam,
had to.
me and you can live stream from home. And,
Yeah, you'll
enjoy
get
it that way.
a sad boy cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you know what? Last year's Fish Mexico experience for Mel and I was bittersweet.
Okay.
The beginning of the trip was bitter, and making it there was sweet.
Okay, so when I think about our Mexico trip, I feel like I don't even think about that first part
I do.
at all. I feel like that was a whole separate thing that happened. Like, our Mexico trip was dope. We had an incredible time.
It was so hard getting there.
You guys
I
have
know-
great
I know
weather
that-
next week.
I know.
Getting out of here.
Shh, don't say that. I know that it was
Yeah, we did.
wonderful at the end, but it's all one thing.
I compartmentalize it because it was like that part of the trip happened while we were here. Once we got there, that was Mexico to me.
Yeah.
So I don't even think about like it was. I mean, who cares?
I know nobody cares now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I mean, it is a fun story, but like we did what we did because that was like we earned it.
Yeah.
Not only did we like save our money and pay for it, but we like also earned it with like blood, sweat, and tears
for
And,
real.
and didn't you guys are like going a day early and staying a
Yes.
day after?
Yeah,
Like
Yes.
this time you bookended it with extra days.
We
have a
traveled
little-
smart this time.
We did.
We learned our lesson.
We did,
One more
baby.
high five.
That was
That was
really
a dumb high
That
five.
was a dumb one.
Oh, yeah, what was that? That wasn't even a high five. High five.
having the opportunity to do this is I'm super grateful. I'm super
Apple.
grateful to be able to do this. And
Sorry, Apple's making me giggle.
okay, that's great. Stop, Apple. Quit making Mel giggle. Oh no.
Sorry.
Everybody,
Okay.
we're off the rails.
Okay.
No, you know what? Having the opportunity to do this and the means and whatever, I'm really, really grateful to
Mhm.
be able, first of all, to go on vacation with you
We always have fun on vacation.
and to see fucking Troy Anesthesia and the fish and the whole
Yeah.
thing.
The fish.
Yeah. All of the things that you said, it's always special time because it's our wedding anniversary month.
Yeah.
And so and it's Valentine's and all that, and it feels lovey in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you're right, we've come a long way to be able to do this, and it's nice that we can afford it in more ways than one.
And not have to feel weird about it.
No,
Yeah.
like our kids are cared for, they're safe.
The dog's
they're-
cool with Apple while we're gone.
like ducks are in a row, and it just feels good to be clean about it. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
we did this properly, because for you and me, like we didn't know what the hell we were doing.
Mm-mm. Still,
When
I mean, we more or
right,
less.
yeah,
know.
a little bit more.
Yeah.
We know a little bit more, but we really didn't know nothing.
No,
nothing
when we
before.
were no
So like
26 years
in that
man.
regard, in like thinking back, those two people into who we are now, we've come a long way,
Mhm.
and it's so cool.
Yeah,
It's so
Come a
fun.
long way, baby.
that's one of the cool parts about like growing older. Is if you do it right,
Well,
you can look back and be like, I made a lot of mistakes, and that's cool. I learned from them. Now I'm in a place where I'm comfortable and I'm happy.
well,
That's like well-earned shit right there.
yeah.
Yeah, and I would
Yeah.
I would not change anything, even all the dumb stuff I did, because that's what got us here. That's
Yeah.
what
Those
made me
experiences
who I am.
are like gold.
Yeah.
Like literally. Yeah, they're not when you're going through them. You don't think about it like that. Maybe some people do, like I'm going through this and it's going to refine me. Some people are pissed off that it's just happening, you don't even know anything.
Well, in
You're
the
just-
moment, while all that
Yeah,
shit was going on, I wasn't stoked about it.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, not at all. And
No.
it was terrifying. I almost fucking died,
Yeah.
but we're here. And that's what I mean. Like
yeah, every
being
now
able-
and then it is nice to kind of like affirm, like,
yeah, look
you
back
know what,
and be
look,
like, good job,
good,
mate.
yeah, you pass another mile marker. So like you should acknowledge like, okay, dang, mile 13
Mhm.
just freaking in my back pocket. Like, yeah, I feel the same way, babe. I really do. Like,
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to go with you. And then we actually got tickets to the Sphere. So
Sphere.
So
The spear.
it's going to be a fishy kind of a spring. We got a spear fishing
Going to the
episode
Sphere.
coming your way
Yeah.
later this month.
We're gonna have pickle
man.
spheres.
Yeah,
Oh.
so we get to do that too. We're super fortunate, man.
yeah.
And I at least get a Sunday show. And I'm all booked now. That felt good yesterday to finalize it.
At least.
I have
That's
my
a big deal.
Oh yeah. But now it's official. I have my plane flight. I booked the time off at work. I have a hotel, like ready
It's
to go.
real.
Yeah, and I get to go see my dad and a few of my Vegas friends and stuff, which will be nice to.
That's cute.
To see everybody, see Vegas for a minute.
We're gonna do a swap cast with the Venue Llama podcast
Oh, cool.
in March.
Okay, that sounds
All
fun.
about things to do in Vegas, places to eat, stuff to go
talking
see.
about the Sphere.
Okay.
Talking about the Sphere, doing that with the Venue Llama guys.
Great. Sounds like a fun time.
I want to hip everybody up to something before we change subjects here. I don't say this often enough, but No Simple Road is part of Osiris Media. And if you
Yeah.
guys didn't know, and Osiris is the podcast network for Fish, Grateful Dead, jam band podcasting. I mean, this is the preeminent spot, and we are super stoked.
And music, just in general.
Yeah, and there's a show on Osiris called Too Much Effing Perspective. And these guys are amazing hosts, and they have had some stellar guests. And there's a episode out now with Stuart Copeland. And Stuart Copeland just happens to be like a story fire hose.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you like Oysterhead or The Police, you should definitely go listen to Too Much Effing Perspective and that episode with Stuart Copeland, and then like look through their back catalog. I guarantee there's going to be a bunch of guests on there that you're like, holy shit, like they're getting A-list top tier.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So go check them out. All right. I want to give everybody a Whole 30 update.
A whole 30 update.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got some really beautiful, sweet feedback from the No Simple Road family that we talked about our Whole 30 journey. Actually.
Really?
Yeah. Matthew sent us the book.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, come on.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. I'm sorry. Like, yeah.
Are you with me?
Yes. And then
Okay.
we got random macadamia nuts in the mail.
Somebody sent us macadamia nuts.
The most buttery,
Oh,
delicious.
really? Those just came in the mail
Yeah. We don't
know who sent them
anonymously.
to us.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are gift nuts.
Oh my gosh.
They're amazing. The kind of support that we're getting from the family right now, in person, online, through gifts, through actions, through just so many different ways. I just want to, acknowledge it and thank everybody who's participated in that. It really has, the Whole 30 has changed my consciousness. I'll say that.
Really?
Yes.
How so?
Because no longer am I just eating mindlessly random stuff. Like, random stuff is a bowl of cereal to me. What is it doing?
But you got to explain like why you would do that. Why would you go in there and grab a bowl of cereal?
Well, now we realize it's because of those cravings.
right. That's where I was coming from.
Yeah, no, the cravings. But you work up to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in your lifetime, like that, you don't start out like that. You work into like these certain kind of pleasures that you give yourself that may, in this case, aren't healthy and good, because sugar is such an inflammation bringer. And so once you have any type of inflammation or autoimmune disease or swelling of your joints or any kinds of little
Things.
problems, that enhances it.
Yeah.
You're
It
so
in-
funny sometimes.
what?
You problems. the way
It's
you-
true.
Like,
Because we all have like some or one or multiple things that maybe we ignore and don't realize we're accommodating when we don't have to.
Yeah.
We're accommodating sickness or discomfort in our bodies somewhere, and we don't really have to.
Totally. This is day 21 of 30 days
Okay.
today. And I think when we checked in with all of you last time about it, like I was saying it was a struggle. It was really hard, like feeling like shit, super tired, brain fog, feeling gross. I would say about 4 days ago is when I turned the corner of like waking up in the morning and being wide awake right when I first get out of bed, which never happens. The other thing that I've noticed is I rarely sleep through the night. I have no problem falling asleep, but I never stay asleep. I'm always
you've had that
up
forever.
over and over. I'm sleeping solid through the whole night.
Wow.
Like put my head on the pillow and the alarm's going off. And I had a thing that, like you were just talking about, like living with ailments and not knowing care, like whatever. My right foot, my big toe was numb since 2021.
yeah, since picking party.
Yeah, and
neuropathy.
yeah, and I noticed 2 weeks into Whole30, I was like, whoa, I could fucking feel my toe.
So circulation, increased
inflammation.
circulation.
Yeah.
So, sometimes we hear it, but we don't really understand it. But if something's inflamed, it swells. And if something is swollen, it decreases the blood flow.
Yeah.
And so blood flow can't go through for X amount of time, or it takes it so long, you're not getting oxygen and into that area.
So at this point in the Whole30, I would say for me, it's been a game changer. It's been a struggle. It was really hard at first. It's not really hard now. We're in the last week, and the only problem I have with it right now is I'm bored with all the food that we're eating.
But then that's rolled.
And
that's
actually,
rolled
that's-
into fun trying to find new recipes.
Oh, I'm glad.
But any of the struggle in the beginning was so worth getting to this point. And for all of you listening, man, like I was deep in the sugar world. Like,
Yeah, you guys.
3 big
Yeah.
teaspoons in my coffee.
Yeah, we realized we were sugar junkies.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about, like, oh my God, we are so addicted to
So
sugar,
bad.
and we
And-
use so much of it.
And there's nothing wrong with having sugar once in a while.
Moderation.
But when you're like dumping it on everything, like get a bowl of cornflakes and you dumping sugar on it to make it taste good. Whatever. Might not be good for you. I don't know. Who am I? I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you. But for me, I feel a whole lot better now. And I feel like
Not eating like that, or
and at this point I'm starting to feel and see changes in my body.
well, speaking about feeling and seeing changes in body, like, you kept on getting some compliments last night, and you look great. Like you look, I like more evened out.
I feel
Your
more
weight
evened out.
has distributed in such a way that your body feels more lean, and I don't know, it looks really good.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. How are you doing?
And-
And they
mean
fit
fighting
together
machine.
differently. Like when we were saying, we were like
Yeah,
holding hands.
It feels different.
Like
Well, you even said yesterday, like we roll our own smokes, and you showed me. I'm like, what? And you're like, we have a big gallon jar, and Aaron was always amazed that I could fit my hand in the jar, and now he can. Which I think it would not like just weight loss, but like inflammation.
yes.
And
And
it has settled
fluids
down.
too. Like sometimes we retain water too. And so that like this diet has like helped so many different things. Your BMs, it's improving.
Let's change the
Yeah,
game.
that-
I want to talk about my shit on
That
No
took
Simple
me a
Road.
talk
minute
about
to
our
get
poo?
straightened out because I was so used to doing oatmeal and like a bunch of other
Yep.
ways of getting fiber. But now that's gotten better too. And
How you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. Like Friday was kind of rough. The sugar is the hardest, but the eating is not near as much. You have these little cravings, but like I said, it would be really hard to do alone, solo.
Yeah.
As just yourself. But when you have, like in our situation, I have both of you, it's funny and fun to share what our cravings were for the day. It's like, I really just wanted this. I
want fettuccine Alfredo.
Yeah. So you're in a boat with somebody, you're rowing together.
Is it a fettuccine boat?
Yeah, fettuccine boat.
My favorite thing that's come out of this is my one pecan with cashew butter and a raisin.
Whoa, take it easy. That's a
And
lot of
that
sugar.
is like
I have embraced the cashew butter is really good.
Yeah.
The almond butter,
Gotta get your own
I
over
love
there.
nuts.
Don't be poaching on my cashew butter.
I didn't
expensive,
I didn't
$12.
too much, just a little bit.
much.
You know what, Apple? I have to tell you, brother.
Oh yeah.
I have to tell you
Yeah.
seriously, like,
This is good.
I'm so fucking proud of you. I am so proud of you. I have never in 40 years of being your friend known you to do anything like this.
No.
You never ever would have considered it, taken part, discussed, none of it. You would have just been like, that's fucking stupid. Why are you guys doing that?
Well, and I have talked about, it's been a long time, but I remember talking about it on the show once, like talking about our past and stuff. I've always been first of all, it's one reason I love this. This is not necessarily a diet. It's a reset thing. It's not about losing weight, even though you may lose some weight, which I have, which I want to step on the scale today. I haven't weighed myself in a long time, but I forgot where I was going with that.
It's not a diet.
Yeah. The thing for my child is my mom and sister were always pretty heavy, and they were, the type that every diet that came out, the Malibu diet, this diet, that diet. And so to me, and I was not heavy when I was younger. I gained weight when I got in my 20s. So to me, it was one of those things, like it just turned me off of it. It was like, I saw my mom and sister struggle so much with and the ups and downs would like lose weight, put it right back on and get depressed. And so to me, I watched this roller coaster with my mom and sister. It's like, I'm never going to do that. I'm just going to try to, eat stuff and,
I'm going to do what I want is what you thought.
Yeah. Yeah. And so this, I mean, it has been fun. And the one, I mean, like I shared, one of the main reasons I want to do this is because, getting diagnosed with like having eczema, and that can be diet related. I'm realizing it definitely is, because this is funny. I laughed about this in my head last night. It was like, I got 99 problems, but an itch ain't one. Because eczema, it's very itchy, and I'm noticing that I'm not. I get a little itch here and there because it's still kind of winter and cold, and I got chapped fucking ears.
You're
couple weeks ago. My ears I get from getting so cold and stuff. My ears were like chapped, and my lips and stuff. But other than that, like, I haven't had breakouts and stuff. Maybe like little tiny bits. And thank you again to Joel for recommending.
Shout out Joel.
That the eczema spray that's like with no steroids. It's all natural stuff. That stuff is awesome. So I'm doing good. The sugar was a struggle at first, but now I'm realizing, we were talking about this morning and last night, like I love chewing gum, always have. It's an oral fixation I can do at work when I can't have a cigarette or something. And I chew Trident sugar-free gum, but I taste everything in it now.
So weird.
When you look at the ingredients on gum, it's like things you don't even know. Xyla something in gum base, fucking like this shit's like, what the fuck is like a foreign language? I taste all those things now.
Yeah.
And I feel it on my gums. I feel the film in my mouth. And then like before I was of that mind, it's like, oh, well, I'm being healthy. It's not sugar. Well, it's a whole bunch of chemicals replacing that fucking
Yeah, who
sugar.
knows what's in there, man?
Exactly.
I'm really proud
I'm
of you.
having my body and mind and is awakening
Consciousness.
to a lot of things, and I'm looking forward to them when we're through this and to start slowly reintroducing some things and see what happens.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
you know, I have
Like
I have a
using
really
this to go forward.
I have a really good feeling that part of it is unfortunately like white flour, like white bread,
Your body knows, bro.
tortillas, things like that.
Yep.
And because I can remember several times of like eating 2 or 3 pieces of the croissant bread that
yep.
we love, and then waking up that night like itchy. So I already have some ideas and stuff, and I'm looking forward to reintroducing things to figure out what it is, because that's what this was all about. And I have lost some weight. I look forward to
Both of you have. Well, actually,
my
all three of
34
us
waist
have.
pants are now baggy on me. 6 months ago, they were like tight. I had to, like, when you put jeans on and you got to do squats a couple times to make
Make
them
'em
feel
stretch out.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Now I put them on. I don't even have to unbutton them to take them on and off. It's
You know,
like, what the hell?
I want to offer up for anybody out there that's still listening. And if you're solo and you like, wow, I want to try this, but I don't have support system. We're here, man. Just seriously.
Yeah.
If you want to go for it and you need like somebody to vent to during the first couple weeks when it's rough, me and Apple and Mel are here, man.
I was gonna say, I'll even throw, if somebody, one of you out there is doing that and everything, communicate with us. I'm a talker. I don't like texting and other things. I would even share my phone number to have conversations to talk about. It would be very hard for me to do this without doing it with Aaron and Mel, because we get to share our cravings and some of the stuff. It's humorous
butter.
sometimes. The things you go through, like Aaron's like, fucking, I just want a sesame donut.
Oh my god!
If I could have any
one
cream or
double
right
chocolate
sesame
donut from Sesame Donuts.
and some of my cravings, which have amazed me, has been like healthy things. Like I really, really miss oatmeal. I really, really miss oatmeal. That was something my whole life. I would like have a bowl of oatmeal here and there, but I really got into a routine of loving my oatmeal. And now going without that, I look forward to, I'm hoping that's not something I have a reaction to, but we'll find out.
Yeah. And there's always ways around stuff. So
and on that tip, I have a really short moment of silence for Bob of Bob's Red Mill.
Oh, Bob.
Passed away yesterday at 94 years old, which to me kind of speaks towards Bob's Red Mill products.
Absolutely.
And,
non-spawn.
Yeah. Yep.
We wish spawn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mel,
What?
did you give your report of how you're feeling?
Well, no, I didn't. But I will.
Let's hear it.
All right. I have been having, honestly, a really positive experience since that we saw Griselda.
Yeah.
That kind of week after that started to kind of just slowly but steadily go back up for me. I have noticed quite a few things. I've noticed definitely some weight loss. I've noticed my body shift in different ways, like it just feels different, and again, like the thing with the food, I'm actually enjoying food now.
Yeah, you didn't for a long time.
Before I didn't enjoy food, and I didn't realize that was important to me.
It's a huge part of life, man.
It's a huge part of life that I did not give a lot of attention to. And so now it has like reignited this, love for food. And the other day, it's so simple, but it made me so happy. I made one of those like hash brown patties with chicken verde, because I pan fried the chicken and then like let it simmer in that salsa verde sauce, and then microgreens on top of that. So the chicken on top of the patty with
so
microgreens.
hungry. Oh my God. Yeah.
And then that first bite, it was a little bit salty, and then a little bit, the salsa was like perfectly seasoned.
So you're
and then,
enjoying shit again.
yes, and the microgreens with that little bit of just freshness on it was to die for. And I spreaded a little bit of red onion on it, which is another fave. And each bite was so good that I was proud of eating it.
Aw.
Like I was like,
That's
Hell
cool to hear
yeah.
you say, babe, because you for the longest time you're like, I don't care.
I didn't.
I-
And I like sat there and like made it for myself. Like if I was making it for you, like to present it, you know, like
You should do that all the time.
It's been fun to see you excited about food, because you're not like we get excited before that we get excited about everything food related.
Yeah.
And you're always like, whatever you guys want, I'm fine with that. You got hearing your little treats, because this has happened throughout this. You're like, last night I had this cashew with a strip of date with this.
That's
you
the shit
describing
with the
these
banana,
little treats
like, yeah.
that you're coming up with.
and they're small little treats. What really, like, I realized like I would eat so mindlessly that my stomach would be full, but I'm still consuming. And I didn't realize I was
think
doing
we
that
all do
before.
that.
Well, I've made the connection, I used to do
mind-body
that.
connection, yeah.
Yeah, my mind body, like I used to do that. That means you aren't even paying attention because you didn't like food, so you're just doing it to get it in. So like that's what I said, this journey for me has been about consciousness. It's been giving me good results. Like I said, with my body, I don't feel like I needed to lose weight, but it made me feel more lean.
Yeah, way more energy.
Yeah.
too.
You know? And then yes, the energy level, I was so zapped before when we first started those
Oh my
first couple
God,
weeks.
So funny.
And not that I feel like I have dragon's blood or yet,
Tiger's
but
blood.
tiger's blood,
Sugar dragon, tiger's blood.
whatever. But
my mind's telling my body that
do it.
Apple's got to pee. Everybody. He'll be back.
But what about dragon's blood? Oh, but I feel really a lot more energetic, and I feel like satiated and sustained for longer periods of time.
Oh yeah, that's
Then-
a big thing.
Than I had before. Like before we were talking about mindless eating, like just to get something to get something.
Mm-hmm. Moving to the craving.
I want something. Why? What do
What
you
are
want?
doing?
Are you starving? No, you're not starving. Like, so yeah, it's been able for me to put myself in check more, which I needed.
Yeah, I think
I needed that.
I think overall for the three of us through this whole thing, we have found a level of control for ourselves that we didn't have.
Yes.
And it's highlighted some weak spots in our letting outside forces control us.
Yeah.
I still have many things that do that, but how do you eat an elephant?
One by
one bite at a time,
one
man.
strand at a
Yeah.
time.
So this is, the first steps on a 1,000-mile journey.
Okay.
And it's been fucking amazing. And thank you everybody for putting up with us talking about it and hearing us.
Well, this is our rewind.
And being
so-
sweet,
Yeah.
and giving us support. Matthew.
Yes, Matthew.
Thank you so much, man. And for everybody
we can't
else
do it
too.
without you, Matthew. I want you to know that. Like, I think that outside my family, you're one of my favorite people in life.
Aw, that's sweet.
I mean it. You know that I'm like Matthew, just the kindness and the type of support and the action, the way he expresses his love. That's my kind of person.
Yeah.
He's my kind of person, and I just
The
want to
No
say,
Simple Road family is a dope ass family.
yeah,
I'll tell you, I'm glad I walked right in on that, because that reminded me. I wanted to say thank you to Matthew, because that's what his response to us about how we encouraged him
Yeah.
to be healthier.
And now he's returning
also
the favor.
returned it to me that's one of the things that helped me roll into the whole 30 thing.
Good for
is
you.
What?
his appreciation of us
Aw.
and kind of yeah. So thank you for that, Matthew, and for being such an awesome person in our
So,
lives.
You know what?
I wanted
what?
I wanted to talk about one more thing.
What?
I wanted to talk about our float experiences.
I can't do that right now. I can't.
What?
We save that
Well,
for another.
Let's say that because
Apple wants to go.
Me and Ryder are going to go do our floats when you're in Mexico, and then we can all talk about it. And
Yes.
that's going to be something.
No, Aaron said he needs to eat, and he's hungry, and that's true.
Yeah. We haven't eaten yet today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling hungry for the first time today. I haven't eaten since yesterday, like at 3.
Yeah, that's
3:30.
not good. All right.
No,
But
so
I'm not hungry until now. It's so weird.
At this point, I would like to do
What?
this.
for who?
That's for us, man.
Oh, yay!
Thank you. Thank you.
Pump
Enjoy
us
it.
up.
No, stop.
You deserve
Stop.
it.
Stop.
Feel it.
Yes.
No more. Oh.
I'll take it.
Yeah, man. You know what? Well deserved, guys. Well done. I'm proud of us.
No,
We killed it.
Okay, if you have learned anything this week, it is not like braggadocio to pump yourself up when you're
No, you're allowed to say good job.
when you're making good efforts and good strides and you've accomplished good stuff that you've wanted to and that you said you would. Like, you need to pump yourself up. Give yourself some street cred. Give yourself the pat behind your back. Give yourself dude, I had a spa day.
Hey, wait a
I
minute.
treated myself.
How can you do a pat behind your back? That's just air.
Well, like, you know, like move you guys didn't see that, but I motioned my body, like moving
All right.
forward.
Okay, that's fair.
But no, I just, if you learned anything, like I said about this episode, you need to like hook yourself up energetically, spiritually, all the ways, in every way.
All right.
So
And that's that.
pump yourself up.
We love y'all.
Wait, one last thing
What?
on the Super Bowl
Jesus.
thing.
Oh.
No, all
You
I'm going to
can't say that. We're going to get copyrighted. You have to say the big
dang.
game.
the big game. I predict that Bob Weir is going to beat Taylor Swift.
What does
Okay.
that mean?
I'll explain it to you.
Bob Weir is a
Sorry.
49ers fan, and Taylor Swift is dating Kelsey from the Chiefs. So
okay.
it's a whole thing. It's a silly thing.
How does Taylor Swift's boyfriend's team just magically win the Super Bowl?
They
I mean,
haven't won yet.
not the
They-
Super Bowl.
There,
They
Whatever.
haven't won yet.
there's a
Okay.
lot of stuff behind
I get
that.
there. I mean,
Okay. Anyway, we're not going into
Okay,
a whole
we're not- yeah, we're
sports
not
thing
going into
on
it.
No
Sorry.
Simple
No,
Road
I
right
I
just
now.
just
wanted
have
to say that.
questions.
Yeah, well, I'll answer those questions
thank
for you,
you.
Mel, off air.
Thank
All right,
you.
everybody. We love you. We will see you on Friday with another episode of No Simple Road. And until then, I would appreciate it if you would do me a solid.
What?
A few things. First of all, go over to
Few
our
things.
Patreon, man. Sign
Oh,
up
yeah.
for $1. No big deal. Get live streams.
No big
you
deal.
You get picks from Connor, picks from Andrew. You get Apple's Cinema Attic Adventures. You get Mel's tarot cards when she decides to do them. My coffee stuff when I dip in. I also give picks. You get all the episodes ad free and a day early.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're getting a good value for your money. It's a
Well, and
ROI
also,
is deep.
like, that's all this extra, but you're also getting No Simple Road however many times a month. Sometimes it's like 12 episodes.
True. So there's that. And then the other things I would like you to do are take care of each other.
Yeah.
Smile at a stranger, man. Safety third. Hydrate. And you know what? If it's hard, then you should probably do it. And I get the innuendo there, but I mean it both ways. All right? Love y'all. Peace.
Like twist and turns and makes me turn and makes you journey. Wish the word is many problems, but it's a burden. Family needs has been deferred and hella means been the earth and alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a newborn. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? No simple road. 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 My windshield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The react is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
This is the story of Whitney Houston,
This is the story of Kurt Cobain.
of George Michael, of Otis Redding, of Amy Winehouse, of Michael Hutchence, Bob Marley. This is the story of Prince,
It's a new podcast series.
about how they died, why they died, and why we're still talking about them so long after.
It's like nothing you've ever heard before.
It's storytelling.
But it's more than that, because rock stars,
They tell us how we feel. They change our mood,
they change the clothes we wear, the people we hang out with.
the way we remember things.
It's them who give us those ludicrous moments, the ones where you...
Jumping around, singing your heart out, feeling understood.
And it's those moments we'll help you remember, the ones you're thinking about right now.
That feeling
That feeling.
is coming soon from Crowd Network.
Just search for Death of a Rock Star on your podcast app.
And subscribe now.